Hi there, Dr. Dave here, and it's time to rise and whine. I studied a martial art called Wei Chi Ru, and one of the customs in our school was after you completed a bow, you would say us. Or if you wanted to indicate you had finished an exercise, us. If you needed to take a break, us. It meant all kinds of things. And one night after class, I asked Sensei what us means. I wanted to know the definitions of it. And he looked at me sort of thoughtfully and he said, us is us. And I was frustrated by that answer because I felt like it didn't get at what I needed. And one of the realities of life is we can ask all kinds of questions, but that doesn't mean that the answer we get back is one that's going to be particularly satisfying, and sometimes in life we don't get an answer at all. An example of that might be when a loved one suddenly passes away, there may be no answer as to why. Or if you look back over your life and have a question about something you did you're not so proud of, it might not immediately be available to understand why that happened. And I think we have these two superpowers in life. One superpower is the ability to ask questions and to learn. And in the case of the second superpower, it is to handle whatever happens after we ask a question. Because there might not be an answer, or there might be an answer that doesn't satisfy the curiosity that we have. It doesn't really scratch the itch that led to the question in the first place. But if we're able to develop that second superpower, then we can make meaning out of these situations where there isn't an answer. Most likely by turning to ourselves and learning more about our own values and our own purpose in life when we are our best selves, as a way of dealing with the things outside of us that may not have an answer or that may not be readily apparent. In the second case, when we get an answer that doesn't necessarily satisfy what we were looking for, the ability to get some meaning out of that is really important. And I suppose if I look back over at the situation with Sensei's answer, instead of being frustrated by that, now as I think about it and develop that superpower, which I think we can all develop more, I would realize that what he was doing in giving me his answer was giving me the freedom to use that word in any way that I felt was meaningful. I hope that you have great success developing both of those superpowers, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for spending a minute of it with me.